Unsurprisingly, Reddit, and I think it's safe to assume the extreme left in any other forum based on the many hours of protests that I've watched, though really they're less like protests and more like leftists competing to shout slurs the loudest whilst right outside people's homes full of children. But Reddit is now openly celebrating their terrorizing of ICE. Sure, before they were clear in their desire, but now they're outright saying the word itself. And I'm pretty sure they rebuked the classification of Antifa as a terrorist group. But that's the thing with extremists. You can justify anything if you're dumb and angry. They don't see themselves as terrorists when they say verbatim that ICE, the people the left stalk and harass, are terrified for their lives. Again, they explicitly use the word terrified to describe ICE, and it's an act of heroism to the leftists. They think it's good that ICE is terrified. So let's take a quick look at the article itself. ICE now so hated, even their own agents are terrified, by Tom Latcham from thedailybeast.com. Triggered. God. All right. There's a lot of anonymous sources in here. Let's start with the first one. An ICE agent told the Daily Beast that drivers were increasingly making a gun sign with their fingers. Let's go down. There's the same thing again. Talking to colleagues in Minneapolis, they say it is not uncommon for people to drive past them and make gun signs with their fingers, said one speaking on the condition of anonymity amid fear of reprisals. Yep. I mean, of course, but at the same time, wasn't that happening before January 7th? Another said, and again, another nameless one said, we used to be respected and liked by the public, who understood the role that we played in a functioning society and appreciated that we investigated, deported criminal illegals. I don't know why they say criminal illegals instead of illegal criminals. And they say, that's gone now. No one knew you existed, dude. Like, ICE has existed since before Trump, but no one knew that. No one cared. You weren't, like, heroes before. You were basically just nobodies, really. And then they go on to say, if this situation continues, many of us fear that when the Dems get back in, they will dissolve ICE altogether. That's what they've been wanting to do for a while, it seems. You have people in the streets saying that it's impossible to be an illegal immigrant in the USA, that laws don't exist, that you can just come and go, open borders, no questions asked. What makes you think that this is like a Trump thing? Like, this is just what Democrats want. It's what they say is good. And it goes on to say there's a YouGov polling, which links to a migrantinsider.com article with the header of "The People Turn on Trump's Secret Police." Right. So you mentioned a YouGov polling, and you link to an extremist left-wing article from a website that is not YouGov. That seems fair. Well, anyway, they do mention that Operation Metro Surge is struggling to find people, stating that they need 300 people by Sunday, but they're having issues getting those people. And we have one agent, again nameless, stating that we do have personnel, but some people just don't want to go. Well, tough titties, that's your job. And then lastly, as one senior Homeland Security official, again nameless, told Klippenstein, there is a genuine fear that indeed ICE's heavy-handedness and the rhetoric from Washington is more creating a condition where the officers' lives are in danger rather than the other way around. What the hell are you talking about? When was there a condition where ICE was more likely to hurt? I mean, like, yeah, they have guns, but they've only used them when people are actively impeding them and potentially threatening their lives. Like, what are you talking about? I mean, they're acting like ICE is out there trying to hurt people. What are you talking about? It was never supposed to be that way. People intentionally made it that way. And all these extra articles listed on here with their cringe stamps of shifting priority. Mask off. Killer ICE agent made bunkers lie to neighbors about his job. I mean, you could not word that more sinisterly if you tried. Honestly, you couldn't. And from what I remember, he was lying about being like a botanist or something. And I wonder why he was lying. Oh, maybe it's because a bunch of lunatics are trying to terrorize, attack, and possibly even kill ICE agents. Could that be why? Is it bonkers to lie about that? You know what? Why don't you tell everyone you know that you're a locksmith? And then once you've got an infinite amount of side quests from people who've accidentally locked themselves out of something, you might know the value of lying about your job. Especially when your job is writing cringe left-wing articles with stamps all over them that are trying to trigger people. Good God. I would wager them to think it's impossible to terrorize ICE, just like how some fools say that black people can't be racist or that women can't be sexist. This is the mental gymnastics of extremists, and to be sure, extremists exist on the right as well, but all of these people out protesting are absurd, and they've changed my view from years ago. That view not being a left wing or right wing view, but rather, haha, bring back the Roman Colosseum. That's crazy. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Now I'm just gonna straight up say, bring back the Roman Colosseum. Not joking. Start with the OG, then do Squid Games in South Korea, have Japan do Ninja Warrior with Mega Man spikes, and here in the USA, we can have American Gladiator with spinning blades and stuff. I mean, everyone's so bloodthirsty, why not? We may as well just let them do it, right? It's better than them setting the country ablaze with their so-called protests. Well, anyway, there's allegedly a data breach per the Daily Beast, the same site claiming ICE agents are now terrified. It reads like a late 90s teen drama magazine with dramatic red text stamps everywhere, so I don't know what credibility it has, but it states that 4,500 ICE and Border Patrol agents have been leaked by a whistleblower, a volunteer-run website. Someone please explain to me what volunteer even means in this context. Founded by a Dominic Skinner. This site, as far as I can understand, I don't actually want to go to it and have it on my IP, and I don't trust VPNs, but it appears to be cataloging and publicizing the personal information of federal agents, according to this article, according to quotes from these people. They brag on themselves, weirdly, for removing ICE agents who have renounced their evil ways and quit their job. They say they hide names specifically centered around childcare and nurses. Oh, the irony of someone dictating who deserves to be terrorized and attacked whilst stroking their own ego as if they are magnanimous and altruistic. Sorry, aren't the Democrats telling the USA to get out of Venezuela and Iran? Aren't they protecting illegal immigrants in the USA? But this guy is said to live in the Netherlands. So, if this article and their quotes are to be believed, a foreigner in a foreign land has created a resource to assist angry USA American civilians in the stalking, terrorizing, and potentially killing of American federal agents. And they allegedly did so because Kristi Noem said it wasn't allowed. So, it was some sort of third-person indignancy that caused them to make this site? Has this guy never heard of the CIA? And now the article of the leak, also from the Daily Beast, again by Tom Latcham. Personal details of thousands of Border Patrol and ICE goons allegedly leaked in huge data breach. Imagine saying that ICE are goons, but then being so spineless that you followed up by saying allegedly leaked. Courageous. Well, they have a leak of, alleged leak of 4,500 ICE and Border Patrol employees. So the ICE List founder Dominic Skinner told the Daily Beast, it's a sign that people aren't happy with the U.S. government. According to Skinner, they had 1,800 on-the-ground agents and 150 supervisors before. Now they have around 6,500 names. He said that individual reports from public have also spiked a lot since Good's shooting. I've had hotel staff sending in post-it notes, bar staff sending DHS IDs, and loads of people saying their neighbor is an agent. Great. So you've assisted in turning the USA into Cold War era USA. Good job, dude. And by the way, I've seen videos of Democratic rioters smashing up hotels, defacing the outsides of buildings, burning cars. Is Dominic Skinner aiding and abetting that? Is he liable for any of that? I mean, it seems like he should be. Skinner said he plans to list the majority of the names that he is able to verify because ICE and CBP are in clear need of reform, and I believe working for either is a bad move on a moral level, said the person who lives in a different country and isn't an American citizen, at least according to this. He added, we'll make exceptions on a case-by-case basis, the best examples of which will be those who work in childcare within the agency and nurses. Ah, right. Well, you're so good-hearted, aren't you? Skinner, who is Irish with American relatives but lives in Netherlands, where he hosts the database outside of U.S. jurisdiction, said, we never began with the goal of creating a large database, and first just promised to share the names of agents sent to us, as Kristi Noem threatened Americans would be arrested if they attempted to do so. First of all, I don't believe you never intended to make a full database of every name you ever got. And secondly, can you imagine a U.S. citizen doing this for any other country, for an allied country, no less? Can you even imagine that? And now they're exposing people's names, faces, everything. Kristi Noem said publicizing their identities puts their lives at risk and the lives of their families at serious risk. And that's okay, according to the left wing. It's totally fine, because ICE aren't real people. And their families, well, they're complicit with everything an ICE agent does, aren't they? In this list, it appears to include names, work emails, telephone numbers, roles, and some resume data, including previous jobs of federal immigration staff. And you're going to leak all of that because you're a good person. And everything that happens to them, that's on you, isn't it? Like I said, I can't say that I trust these articles much. The annoying side effect of having cowardly, evil agents of a dictatorship hiding behind masks, and heroic, righteous, peaceful protesters protecting themselves with masks, is that you can put anything in quotes and claim an agent or protester involved said blah 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 without any proof or any way to prove it, because everyone is anonymous. Though it's no shock that someone would make a list, but for them to be from another continent, that sure is funny. It's not going to do too much good for the credibility of leftist politicians, is it? And what good will come from terrorizing federal agents? What good will come from attacking them? How much is enough for the government to justify cracking down and becoming exactly what the Democrats say they are? And why? Dumbly enough, because the Democrats are forcing that transformation through insurrection. Because the left insists on protecting their so-called neighbors whose names the left cannot pronounce, who speak in tongues the left does not understand, and who worship gods the left has never known. These peace-fattened bleeding hearts are currently affording the government an ever-expanding armory to use against them, leading to a future that none of us actually want. All grounded in, what? The lie that anyone is free to come and live in the USA? The lie that immigration laws are a brand new decree by King Trump's evil regime, and therefore they don't actually mean anything and you can break them if you want to? That's what it's all about for them. It's not about the laws. It's not about neighbors. It's not about anything else besides Trump. It's always been about Trump. They truly have Trump derangement syndrome. And the irony is that he must be absolutely loving their undivided attention, don't you think? Anyway, thanks for watching.
Take care now. Bye-bye then.